I'm going to go ahead and give you your intro, Chinlu Wang. Thank you so much for joining us today. She has a present. They have a presentation for us: creator, advertising, and design. So Wang is a full stack product designer, proficient in crafting solutions for enterprise and customer facing products. With design experience at industry companies, including Google Ads, YouTube, and TikTok, her work has impacted billions of users. Chinlu is passionate about accessibility design and delves into tangible interfaces and inclusive design throughout her career journey. Previous to that, Chinlu got her master's degree from Harvard. So without further ado, welcome, Chinlu. Go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll get started. So today I want to share something about creator advertising and design. And first, I want to give a quick intro about me. So I'm now working at Google YouTube as a UX designer. I'm designing a platform called Brand Connect. It is connecting the advertisers with creators to produce creative assets that could be used in ads. So basically, for now, it is like videos because creator like of YouTube, like they're video creators. And out of my 9 to 5, I'm a cat volunteer, like matching cats with their permanent homes. I've been doing this for almost half a year right now. With that, let's kick off the key contents of today. I want to cover four major parts. The first is the ads. Want to give a quick intro of different types of ads, and second part of specifically creator ads, which is also the area I'm working on. So like why creator ads are considered better ads nowadays. And the third part is with those advantages, what are some potential challenges in this field? And in the very last part, I want to give a bit of like deep dive into my work, like how do we design for creator partnership to make sure there is like success and trust. Okay, so the first part is different types of ads. Like we all see ads like in our lives a lot, and sometimes we may even complain about seeing too much of those. But like good ads, they actually reach the right people at the right time. So ads are not something that's always bothering. It can be informational. So, like in the old days, I didn't grow up in this age, but my parents did. So the like as they appear not on like digital platforms, but they appear in like small boxes on magazines, a newspaper, and on posters. Those like images and those like craftings are really good. Sometimes they're even hand drawing, and it spends a lot of like as creatives a lot of time, and like it really needs professional knowledge to think about an idea and then bring this to the public. And then there came the like billboard age. It's still like extending to what we live right now. So when we drive on the like the freeways, you can see the billboards standing tall there, and the like content there may change like from quarter to quarter, even month to month. Advertisers also bid to put their um, ads and brands on the billboards that have like more traffic. So the key point of designing for such like billboard ads is it really need to stand out because people are like moving really fast driving. They're not quite focusing on this ads like when they pass by them. So it's very important for these things to put only the key information to the user. And similarly to the previous type of ads, it also involves a lot of like creative thinking and lots of like you can imagine that in our company that people like propose all different ideas and one idea is gonna win like with rounds of presentation and discussion there. So, common things about those ads is like everyone actually sees the same thing. As a result, it's a little bit difficult for advertisers to make data-informed decisions on strategies. Also, be specific about investment. Say if they put this ad like on like in California, for example, and then like all the people are gonna see this, and they put this in. Like Virginia, for example, and then people are gonna see this. It's a little bit hard for them to know, like, oh, which like freeway actually contributes the most to our revenue increase or which might be some location that we should invest more in the future or in different quarters. It is a little bit vague for them to tell like, oh, the performance uplift or the changes there to make the right prediction. Also, the conversion rate, it is very difficult to calculate because it's not like digital platform you can click and really see the click rates. Also, similar to the previous era, the creative can also be expensive, as explained the process of reaching a final ad creative that could go to the public. And then there are some like dominant ads types today. I'm gonna introduce like normally in industry how we distribute those different types of ads of search ads, display ads, video ads, and social ads. So, search ads, you must be very familiar with this. So, these are the ads that serve on search results page relevant to people's browsing and search input. Say, if I input like Chanel, I'm gonna not only get like Wikipedia about like Chanel's history, but also I'm gonna get a lot of like products like perfume and like purses, lots of things related to that. Actually, according to data, like 1 in 4 search in Chrome is with shopping intention. So it's really important to catch those shopping intention and convert them to final purchase. The second part is display ads. So you also see this quite a lot, and I personally sometimes feel this bothering when I'm looking for some important information, but those ads actually cover parts of the websites I'm reading through. So those are ads that serve on websites. They're usually highly responsive to size and website. So the way it serves is that when I am a advertiser, I see there is a website about like food, and I think, oh, I'm selling food. I want people to like be drive to my website when they are reading this food post. So I would bid for those like spaces to hold my ads. And because the website it changes, and also there are lots of like tons, millions of websites in the open public, so internet. So I really need to bid with other advertisers about like different spaces and different time of showing the ads. Like if you pay attention to some websites and you go back to them, you will notice that every time you go inside, the display ads may be different, and that is because of the bidding system. And these are actually AI empowered through rounds of bidding and like calculation to make sure that you spend the money and then you get what you pay for. Third part is video ads. Video ads also appear a lot in your life on in all platforms with different ways. Like if you watch YouTube or Netflix a lot, you will see there are lots of like different types of videos. You may not notice them before, but there are some skippable videos. So after 5 seconds, you can click skip this video ad and then see your videos. There is also non-skippable ads that's probably like 10 to 15 seconds. You have to watch through the whole like ads if you haven't paid for a like non-ads like subscription. There are also like video ads in between different videos. So it's kind of like not a like ad, but it's still an ad. It's just like perfectly made videos that will catch your attention to some specific product or specific brands. Yeah. So a common feature about those ads is that they achieve the goal of reaching the right people at right time better compared to the previous era of like billboard and the paper ads. But as for the content, they're not necessarily relevant to audiences because advertisers made them sometime like I personally will feel like they're too far away from me, and I don't know if those products are really helpful because they shot this in perfect lighting and everything. I don't know the real product like function or feature. So this brings us to the age of social ads, specifically creator ads. So creator ads are the ads type that are sponsored content. They are sponsored by advertiser, but actually made by creators. You may see this a lot if you like use YouTube Shorts or consume TikTok. You see a lot of those like people making videos. The lighting and transformation, they're not necessarily like perfect or very professionally made, but they're just pretty much like when we shot videos we share with family and friends. And this is actually the key of creator ads. They feel authentic. They feel like something that we can create, we can see and receive from our friends and families. Yeah. So let's dig a little bit deeper into the creator ads to see like why those ads are better ads, like supported by data. They actually drive better performance in lots of the like user scenarios and conditions. So first, let's read some data first. There's a total market value in 2024, 24 billion, and the spend on social budget increases 10 times from 2016. Is like only like 9 years for now, like 8 to 9 years for now, but like we already see a huge increase in potential in this area. And 72% of retail marketers increase social ads investments like in this past 10 years. So there's really like magic about like performance that could be uplifted brought by this type of ads. And also, like because of YouTube specifically, its impact in the US, so it actually contributes to like 35 billion per year, like due to like the creative ecosystem, and it created like 390K like jobs. That's actually like over 2 times of Google employees worldwide, and it benefited a lot of like small business partners. The reason is because for like big companies, they have the money to invest a lot in those like bidding system to really like spend money. And like probably sometimes they don't calculate the cost that much. Like they don't need to save every like dollar to make sure they earn what they like pay for. But for like small businesses, they don't have that much resources to hire professional people to like to record the videos for them or come up with some creative ideas. So like creator ads can be something where they could actually invest and get the ROI better. Yeah, so this is regarded as a triple win solution because first, advertisers, they have the goal of reaching the right audience with relevant content, and creators, they have sticky fans and want to earn money with their content. So there is going to be a bridge that's kind of like naturally built between these two groups of users. And then for viewers, they want to see fun content that's related to them. So imagine like you see like a creator you like talking about a product versus you see like when you're watching a film or when you're watching like some TV series, and then in between there's certainly an ad jumping in. Like for the viewers, it is less disruptive for them to see a creator ads compared to the like traditional ads as I introduced before. So how this system works is the brand would usually hire different creators. And then different creators, they actually have their different consumer groups. They're identified and categorized by like age, gender, like location, household income, and parental like conditions. And a lot of those like metadata would actually hashtag those people into different consumers. So different consumer groups might overlap, and then brands can select which creators they want to collaborate with to be able to reach to the exact audience group they want to target at. So in that case, advertisers would actually be able to expand the market through creators to like different locations in the world and to different groups and identities of people. So if creator A is focusing in like users in the US, has a lot of fans in the US, and creator B might have like audiences, sticky fans from other parts of the world, then hiring creator plus B would be able to help me expand my market to to this audiences based in different places, and I will be able to like be more possibly to sell my products to them. And diving deep into each group of the users. So for viewers, as briefly stated before, they like the creators, so they trust what they say better than brands. They feel the like creators are more, it's kind of like in middle ground between their friends. They see day to day to the celebrities who they don't like actually interact with. Um, and also because of that, like they would more be likely to accept the way that the product got promoted in creator ads compared to an advertiser made ad. So they're like very sticky fans and they like the style of the creator talking about things or selling a product. So they're more likely to buy into this idea of trying this product or like click to see this product website. And they also feel the ads are less disruptive and more like authentic compared to other ads. And they're also more organic. Like I've seen like videos that don't quite look like ads, like the creator, they're like sitting together, like talking about something, then they drink like a specific type of drink and talk about like how that's helped them to keep healthy. So this is one type of ad that could really like make user feel, oh, I could tell as an ad after they talk about this, but when I start to look at it, it doesn't feel like an ad. And for creators, they usually know their fans better compared to advertiser because that's how they become like a big creator with a lot of fans. They need to learn about the vibe and styles their audiences are used to and like. So it's easier for them to fit the taste by creating content that are relevant to them. And also they engage a lot with their fans. They have fan groups, private chat rooms, and a lot of like online and offline share activities, which enable them to keep this close connection with their audiences. Also, they enjoy the process of collaboration with big brands because first, this is like a recognition for them too. So if like a brand like a creator who usually do a lot of like makeup videos get a chance to collaborate with L'Oreal is gonna be a good plus for them to like get followers and engagements for the like viewers. It's also kind of like adding trust to this creator because they gain trust from like big brands, which means this creator must like have accumulated good reputation like due to their past content or like overall like data. And for the advertisers, by collaborating with the creators, they will be able to get the right content because creators can bring the best content compared to them. Like, at least lots of advertisers believe so. And in reality, those content really like bring them more like click on conversions. Like some advertisers, especially the smaller ones, they also save creative costs because of that. In the past, they need to pay like a lot to get high quality content made from like professional people. But for now, lots of like small businesses, they say that they don't need in-house creative teams anymore. They only need like a influencer marketing manager to like manage those creators and then give them briefs to talk about their brands. And in the long term, they prefer to build a brand partnership with creators so they can stabilize their quality of sponsored content. Okay, so with that, a lot of advantages, like that's more like kind of like the shining part of the creator ads, but there are also a lot of challenges in this field. So, what are some potential challenges that I feel and I collected from my work? Um, First, for brands, it's still hard to find a good match creators. Some creators may create content that would work for one brand, but for a similar brand, it not necessarily work. And there is kind of like a built-in like genetic thing about a creator's vibe and styles, and brands need to like find this out and find a good match way of working like through their collaboration. There's no like easy cut for them to like target at one specific creator and say, okay, can guarantee my success. So it actually takes advertisers a long time to find the best match creators, like through rounds of testing and like making mistakes and being able to find a good ones. And even for good creators, sometimes their like quality or their performance cannot be guaranteed. Like some videos, they just like, oh, boom, they go really well, but it's hard to find a reason behind that. People just like that specific video, but not necessarily for all the videos for those creators. Also, the like big emerged creators with lots of followers, the price go really high. So many developed creators, we usually like say developed creators if they have over like 100K of followers, they now ask for like really high price because like but like the brands they don't know if the investment guarantees success because of the reason I stated before. Um, and for the advertisers, sometimes it's still challenging to make data-informed decisions. Also, similarly as what I said before, even if one video is successful, it is hard for them to break down those into different factors or elements that could contribute, like for sure, for their future successes. So they also need to understand, so what is meaningful data? There are a lot of ways to measure the metrics, like how many people watch the first, for example, 20 seconds of the video. Does that mean anything to our brand? How many people jump to the final parts of the video, but they actually click this video into our websites? So they really need to figure out a way how to deal with those great amount of data and figure out which one of those or ones of those data are actually meaningful for them to make marketing strategies and what's the key takeaway from that. It's also a little bit hard for them to build trust because building a partnership is never easy. The first time you work with a creator, both ends need to like think about, oh, what's the good way to like communicate the idea through about making this video and to reach an agreement, like money wise, content wise, a lot of those things, and when to post this, and what specific language you should use when talking about our product. Following up on what I said before, like a highly customized solution is needed, which makes communication like kind of like challenging. Like brands need to think about how they can let creators know exactly what they mean, but they also want to be mindful not to like over like communicate the idea, so they would like set great limitation on the freedom of creation. And some creators will complain that they have too little control over the like content they're going to create because there can be micromanagement from brands. Like some brands may want to say that, okay, this is our slogan, so you have to say exactly the same thing here. But some creators, they want to have more freedom over what they can say, what they can show. And some like advertisers, they may want even to like say, oh, you can only say this thing in the first 5 seconds. So we want to catch the audience attention really quick and early. But for some creators, they have like their own style and flow of like flowing the whole like content. So they may not agree with that. So there are a lot of back and forth and details they need to figure out together when produce a good content that could fit both ends needs. The next thing is hard to pitch to brands for the creators and keep the partnership. So for creators, like there are a lot of like data and like interviews about them. Some creators like share their experiences of that reaching to some point is gonna be really challenging and difficult for them to come up with great ideas all the time, but they really want to keep their like stable content quality so they can get more like partnership from the advertisers. They also don't want to lose the reputation and connection with the audiences. If they have a lot of ads that won't resonate well with the audiences, it's also going to harm like their performance as a creator. Some smaller creators struggle to find a chance to get themselves seen by brands because there is a lack of visibility. Like when you search on YouTube, for example, like if you search Mr. Beast, you're gonna see, oh, that person has a lot of followers. I want to collaborate with this person. But there are also a lot of like smaller creators who really struggle to be seen, like to like beat like the search algorithm to get themselves like visible to advertisers. Like they would offer lower price and they really want to see the chance of building a possible partnership in the future. So with those like problems and like pain points in mind, how do we like design for a creator partnership? So this part I'm gonna talk about like my work accumulation and also my experiences, my thoughts that I got from my day-to-day work. So this is a journey that's usually happening between a creator partnership to make a creator ads. So first, the brands need to discover what creators there are based on their past experiences of creating the sponsored content and based on their followers, like public data to see their performance, their influence in like YouTube and TikTok or across different platforms to find their best match. And creators, in the meantime, they could also reach out to advertisers. Like lots of advertisers, they have their like marketing team that have open email for creators to reach out to say, hey, I want to collaborate with you. Like here are some like past like examples I have making videos. How do you think about this? And after this part, the both ends are gonna reach out to each other, like through emails or through platforms. Like most of the like video platform companies that have online platforms and creator marketplaces, including Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So the both ends will be able to reach out and build this like handshake. In the collaboration process, the most important thing is to communicate the ideas effectively. So the brands would usually send a brief or some ideas they have about this video content. And then the creator is gonna say, okay, I think we should change some parts in it, or do you mind my like creating a like a draft for you to see. But for some very emerged creators who have like millions of followers, they would only give a one hit to the brands, which makes it more important for the brands to clarify what they want and need, some do's and don'ts at the very start of the whole collaboration process. So they won't get their money wasted. And when some smaller creators they submit the videos, the advertiser may think, oh, I really like this video, but it's a little bit long. So do you want to like cut it short a little bit? Or like, I like this video, but I think the lightning is not so good. It's a little bit dark or it's too bright. Do you want to change that? So there are really a lot of like communication during the process of collaboration. And after that, the video is going to be posted like to different platforms. And then we really need to provide the advertiser a good way for them to see the data metrics to analyze the performance. Because they want to make the data informed decision. It's not kind of like, oh, I invite 100 creators to to talk about my brands, and then out of randomness, I think this one would work, and next time I work with them, it's gonna be like really low ROI, like of their like payback for every like dollar they spend. So they want to see like, okay, maybe the creators who target ad audiences with this age group perform better. Like with this age group of audiences, I see a better click rates and more clicks like turn into the final purchases of my products. So in this case, I may target audiences and creators with such audiences more in similar ads campaigns in the future. So here are some like more detailed design examples I want to share that across the whole journey. So first for Discover, it is important to help users search. We use search every day in Chrome, in YouTube, and lots of other platforms, but there is really like a big like machine that's running behind your search. So when you input art, what a user might mean art. So there are a lot of things that the user might think about, and we need to cover those different cases to provide users with the most relevant information. Some people, when they input art, they're thinking about artwork, art pieces. They want to see examples of those. Some other people, when they input art, they want to see like creators who are artistics, who are like artists who are working on some like art related things. And other like audiences, when they input art, they may think about, okay, I want to see actually the art related videos and like people creating arts. So like in the search, we need to match this and also prompt the user to input to the most like specific and close to the way that our search machine is working to be able to provide them with the best search results. So it's really about like educational prompting, nudging them to put the right input and also understanding their intention between this a couple of like keywords and phrases. And also it's important to learn from recommendations. So say like you are new to YouTube, you're new to Chrome, what are the first things you're gonna see there? It's gonna kind of like very important for us to keep you as a user there because it's like first impression I would know that, oh, this platform is with good quality content or this is not something for me. So it's really important to have a good coverage of the recommendation based on like our knowing you, like your past data, or our like knowing how the trendy things are going and have you start from there to dig deep into a vertical and let us have the opportunity to recommend more relevant things for you to keep you as a sticky user to the platform. And the second part is connect. So like as long as talk happens, communication would follow, and then like partnership would follow. So lots of like advertisers and creators, they want to like be able to at least have the chance to start the talk first. And how do we capture the partnership then becomes a problem because in lots of those different platforms, it is usually a little bit conflicting of building the platform. Of building the partnership off platform versus on platform. If the partnership happens off platform, then for us, like who build the platform, we cannot really capture like those benefits and earnings from those like partnership that were built But actually, in all of those platforms, you will see the creators and advertisers, they would put their personal like links or their emails in their profile. So there's actually no way for us to say no to this. And we also don't want this to happen, that we force them to do everything on platform. So what we can do is to really educate them and to like nudge them to know that, hey, if you build if you build a partnership on platform, there are a bunch of like benefits and actual like value add we can provide you, that you cannot get if you like build everything off platform and you talk like via emails. But if you like do something in our like pipeline, we'll be able to provide you data to provide you more chances, kind of like that. A third part about the collaboration is we really try to make the process of creative like more simple and more straightforward and efficient for both ends. So for the creators, there are a lot of like tools on the like market that could help you with like copy, script, story, filter, and videos that could help you make a video in very short of time and with high quality, because there are a lot of like setup filters and transformations that will make the whole like process effortless. Also, there are a lot of tools for the advertisers to help them write the good briefs to communicate their ideas to the creators, to boost the communication, and to help them with video selection. So you may have like seen this before, like on TikTok, there's kind of like a creator challenge. So the advertiser, they're gonna post a challenge saying, "Oh, I want 5 videos," or I don't tell a specific number, but this is the type of activity I'm going to post. You want to talk about my product in a very creative way. And then I have 1 million in total to split to those people who submit and get selected. So in this way, they're really like calling for like the creators to participate here, and they lower their risk of losing money because they could like select those like well-performing ones, like by how much traffic they have, how much conversion they have, but the total is 1 million. So it's easier for the company and for the advertisers to control their cost and expenditure and control their ROI. And in this way, it's also good for the smaller creators to pitch themselves to the advertiser. But a key problem there will become there might be a lot of like videos that are going to be submitted. Some of those might be like clutchy ones, like from the smaller creators who don't actually are serious about participating. And there might also be some like videos that have content that's kind of like that should be banned. So how do the advertiser actually select those videos first, like filter those first, and only keep the good quality ones that's kind of like advertisable, like to actually use them in the campaigns. So in this way, there are also a lot of like AI technologies that we could use to detect the keywords to catch some risky content and then eliminate and kick out those videos and only keep the ones that would perform better. Um, and in the future, there are also like more. I know some companies are already working on that. They are not only filtering those like basic things, but they are also filtering on like, oh, they could use the AI model to tell which video would be more likely to perform for which audience groups. So in this case, it could also help them with their marketing strategy of like posting those video ads to different user groups that could give them like maximum performance overall of all of those different assets. Yeah. Another key part is to answer to different needs with one design. So usually an advertiser, they would have very diverse needs when going to a platform to look for a partnership with creators. Some of them may want to like sell their products. Others may want to like only promote like their specific like series of products or their brand. Some may want like more clicks or look for only brand awareness, like this is like a totally like new brand that entering, for example, the US market. So we're not looking for any like click or like very deep interaction right now, but we want to make people like see our brands more so they're more likely to click in the future. So how do we answer to those different needs with the design that's kind of like consistent, but also could be highly customized to fit the different needs of different companies at different stages? We also need to answer the different roles. So I try to categorize the roles of viewers, creators, and advertisers in the previous slides, but there are actually more roles compared to that. And in each one of those roles, there are more subgroups. So for brands, there are large brands, there are small brands. Large brands may care more about their like brand consistency. For small brands, they may care more about their like how much money they spend. So we really need to take care of all of them with customized like solutions, or we provide a solution that allows them to customize them. There are also like agencies representing the creators. Creators not necessarily work on their own, but they have a team behind them. And for developed and emerging creators, their hope and wants are also different. For developed creators, they're not necessarily looking for like new partnership, but they try to how to grow themselves like even with more like good reputation, or they want to like add more like hashtags or marks to their already developed figure. But for emerging creators, they're really looking for like new partnership and options and chances for them to participate in the whole like ecosystem of creator ads. And how do we answer to those different needs with our work? The last thing is about analyze. So as stated before, there are a lot of those data that we can show to the user, but we should filter those and only show the most helpful ones, and to like visualize them in an easy to interact with way for the user to understand, like the user here, I mean the advertiser, to help them understand, oh, which signal may like lead to good performance, and how do I capture those signal and then be able to copy paste them for later usage across the platform to all other ads. And the last but not the least is to be inclusive, especially in the world of creator ads, because like I work on YouTube. YouTube, one key goal is to like boost diversity and to like really pass different opinions among people so we don't get blind because we have our own thinking patterns. And people would define themselves of diverse identities. And when we do the work of UX here, it is really important to take care of all of those different identities and to take care of different needs coming from different users. And only in this way can we boost like the whole like ecosystem of advertising, of viewer experience, the better. So with that, that's the end to my presentation today to you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm open to questions now.
Yeah, we have a few questions here. And
Hey,
feel
cool.
free, everyone that is here to add your questions into the Q&A. So the first question we have for you, Chenlu, and by the way, thank you for
Mhm,
that presentation. That was awesome.
sure. Mhm.
How long does it usually take to measure each result of the collaboration? And would it get overlapped?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I won't be able to share like NDA parts related to my specific projects or like my product, but usually like it depends on different platforms. For TikTok, it usually starts really quick, but it can like also drop quick. On YouTube, it's kind of like slower, like to get heated up, but usually like prolongs for longer, extending. Like some videos, they may even get picked like 2 years later. So it really depends on the like marketing strategies of that specific brand and of that specific product they want to like promote. But generally, I would say like monthly can be a good measurement to read. um, they would get overlapped for sure, but like each video, they would have their own like measurement. You can see like the click brought by that video versus the other videos. And this is actually a good question because lots of like brands, they would post different videos collaborating with different creators at the same time. So they can read the data and compare with each other. Yeah,
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome. Great question. So we have
Mhm.
another question here, and it's how do you ensure that accessibility considerations are integrated into creator ads to reach a broader audience?
Yeah, great question. I like this one. So, I also design for accessibility. There are two parts that we need to work on the creator side, on the like on the 2B side, creator and the advertiser, and on the 2C side, which is more about the viewer. So for the viewer, it's more about the ads formats, which is the ad you actually see every day. So on that ad, we want to make sure that every like image that carries a meaningful content should be captured by um, like the CC, so it could actually be read out to those people who don't use visual signal to input and get output of the information. And for the like to B and to for the to B side of creator and for the advertiser, what I do usually is we have a very strict accessibility like standards that we need to stick to when we first started to draft the whole solution. We need to make sure it's like keyboard navigation supported, and the text, font size, and the color are like to the standard, so it's readable and it is like good for people, like still good for people who may have visual impairment. Yeah.
Awesome. Is that something that you have to teach the creators about, or is that something that the company kind of deals with?
We definitely need to teach the creators about, but it's kind of like first is something that YouTube like needs to do, and also the brands they would also like reinforce this to the creators if they're targeting some specific group of user. Yeah.
Great. Um, so you mentioned about keeping the communication on a certain platform, right?
Mm.
So how are creators and companies incentivized to keep their communication on like a certain platform, for example, YouTube?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, we're working really hard to capture that. So, one way is we can provide more in-depth data to bring them back. So, if they have all the partnership offline, they would only know like, oh, how many people see this video, how many people like this video, or like send this video to other people. But they would not be able to tell more detailed breakdown of the data, like how many people like see to the 5 seconds of the video, see to 10 seconds of the video, how many people click at 5 seconds. So with those more like broken down data, they will be able to understand more about the performance and how this could actually uplift like their future performance. Yeah.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other questions out there in the audience? No? I'm gonna give it one more minute for you all to write your questions down there. So I imagine this is a very,
Mhm.
you're gaining a lot of trust right here if these ads
Yeah.
are gain trust right for the users.
Yeah.
I imagine like when people, how do I put this? What happens, for example, if an ad goes out there, but then all of a sudden maybe the perception of that creator has changed in the community or in the user group? What do companies end up having to do in that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's also related to kind of like risk control, like for the marketing and sales team. So if this does happen, to be honest, it won't like it will impact the brands and the creators more than like YouTube company, because like for us like Google wise, we're providing an open platform, and we try to like filter those like information that is kind of like harmful, or like that should not be posted because they're not inclusive, they're not accessible. Before like those like things, if they do happen, like the brands they will like have their like reactions towards this. And I won't like speak on behalf of YouTube or Google because I'm not so familiar with like their like risk control like process, but I'm sure there are like some like precautions to make sure that first we're going to filter those information if there are something that's kind of like not children friendly, or that's kind of like something like it's kind of like not clicking with our rules of building a open and friendly internet environment. We're certainly going to filter those out. So yeah, that's kind of like we have like different like strategies at different stages, kind of like we try to keep this not happen, but if it happens, there's certainly going to be some things we want to do with like the partnership companies and also with the brands. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Mhm.
All right, well, I think that's all the questions that anyone has,
Cool.
right? It looks like we don't have any other open questions out there. Yeah, this is a great presentation. Thank you so much, Chinlu. This is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and thank you all for your time listening. Okay.
Thanks, everyone. All right. Well, have a great day, everyone. We'll end this. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.